Hi, fifth grade. We're here today with your next number talk for the day. So I thought we would start getting into some decimals and fractions, and today we're just going to order them from least to greatest. So again, this is meant to be done mentally, so you're using your best thinking about math to try and answer the question. So again, today we're going to work with decimals and fractions, and what we're going to do today is figure out how we might order these decimals and fractions, in order from least to greatest. So as you're looking at these fractions and decimals, how would you put them in order? What would be the first or the least all the way up to the greatest? Again, go ahead and pause your video if you want some think time. And then I'll kind of share my thinking as we go. So for me, I like to think about my fractions and decimals in terms of benchmarks, trying to figure out on my mental number line. I'll go ahead and draw it here, but mentally, I'm thinking about this in my mind as well. I know that none of these fractions or decimals are above 1, so I'm going to go ahead and think on my mental number line between 0 and 1. And then what I'm really trying to do is think about, are any of these pretty close to 0 or 1? Are any of these pretty close to half? And then from there, that might help me kind of place them in order from least to greatest. So as I'm looking, I know that 1/4 is equivalent to 25 hundredths. And we know that 1/4 of a dollar is 1/4, which is 25 cents. We know if we broke this number line up into 4 pieces, that 1/4 would be right around here. So in my mind, I'm thinking that's going to be the smallest of the fractions and decimals here. So I'm going to put 1/4 there. I know that I look at 7/8 that's going to be actually pretty close to 1 because it has 7 of the 8 pieces represented. So I'm thinking that's going to be over here somewhere. And I know that 34 hundredths is definitely not close to 1. So I'm going to think that 0 and 34 hundredths is going to be next in my order here. 0 and 34 hundredths is less than half because I know that 1/2 is equal to 5/10. Or if you want to look at it in terms of hundredths, we know that that's equivalent to 50 hundredths. So I know that my 34 hundredths is going to be less than that. So I'm thinking it's going to be really more over here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's going to be my next smallest. Like we said before, 0 and 25 hundredths is what 1/4 is equivalent to, and that is less than 34 hundredths. Again, I'm very confident that this one is pretty close to 1, so I'm thinking that's going to be my largest of these numbers. 75 hundredths I know is equal to 3/4. I know 75 cents is equal to 3/4 when I'm thinking about money. So I know that 3/4 is going to be more right around here. And so I'm going to say that that's going to be my next smallest number here. And then that would leave 7/8 as my largest number in this string of numbers here. 7/8, again, if I were to divide this whole line up into eighths, 7/8 would fall right here. So my answer would be least to greatest, 1/4, 34 hundredths, 75 hundredths, and 7/8. You may have thought of it a different way. Please maybe explain your thinking to someone else. See if you agree with what I did. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.